Hello guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'll be discussing with you seven synthetic index you can further reduce the minimum lot size. So when I'm talking about minimum lot size, I'm talking about the smallest lot size we have on this index. What we can further reduce this lot size to at least 0.01. Okay, so why this idea is good for us is because of some accounts. Okay, so 0.20 is still smaller size that you can use. Okay, but there are some accounts, those of us that would like to fund like $20 or even $30 or $10. So reducing your lot size to this 0.01 can still help us reduce the risk on that account. So I have 7 index here, though we have like 4 more index that we can reduce their lot size, but that takes a lot of stress from us, because in the process of reducing this lot size you need to first use a higher lot size before you can reduce it to smaller size. So there are some index like volatility 50 now. If you want to reduce that volatility 50, I think the minimum lot size for that volatility 50 is like $3 lot size. Okay, so trying to reduce it to like maybe 0.20 or 0.10, you need to use like maybe $33 lot size. So you can see that it's a higher lot before you can further. So you may not use that on your maybe $100 account or maybe like $20 account. So that's why I've selected this 7, that even though you want to increase the lot size to trade first before reducing it, the lot size will not still be a big one, but still within the range of small lot size. So that is why I have selected this 7. So those ones we can further reduce their lot size are those ones that are that the lot size are on 2 decimal places. When I'm saying 2 decimal places, means that after the point you still have just 2 numbers to follow. Okay, so volatility 10 first second, we can further reduce that. Then volatility 10 2 seconds, you can further reduce that. So if you don't understand what I'm saying by 1 second volatility 10 1 second or volatility 10 2 seconds, if you don't understand this, you can click on the video that's showing up there right now, or that's going to be shown at the end of this video, so you can know what all these volatilities what they are saying and the meaning, and why I say 1 SL and why I say 2 S. Okay, not 2 SL, not 1 S. Okay, I mean 1 second, and the second one will be 2 seconds. Okay, so if you don't understand that, you can just follow the instruction that I gave you. Okay, so all these are the 7 index we can further do for crash and boom. We can further do for volatility 100, volatility 100, 1S, and so on and so forth. So the minimum what we can reduce apart from the original minimum lot size is 0.01. So I'm going to be showing us how we further reduce this lot size to 0.01. Okay, so how do you do the manipulation? Because I call it manipulation. Since it's not the original lot size, and you have to twist it to have this one. So I call it manipulation. Okay, so add the wage lot size to the original minimum lot size. So that is the formula to do that. Okay, so the original minimum lot size for this volatility 10 that we are seeing here is 0.20. Okay, so and the wish lot size, let's assume that okay, I want to trade with 0.01 or 0.010. like I want to further reduce that 0.20 to maybe 0.10, 0.09, 0.08, and to 0.01. so that is the addition. So what I'm going to do is that original lot size, which is the minimum lot size, is 0.20. I'm going to add that particular lot size I wish to add to trade with. So I wish to trade with 0.01. I'm going to add 0.01 to 0.20. Now that I've added is my 0.01 to 0.20, all I need to do is to open a position with the result of adding my wish lot size and the original minimum lot size together. So now that I've added it, I have 0.21 as well as the lot size. So if I'm going to trade now, I'm going to trade with 0.21. Okay, then I'm going to close that trade with 0.20. So you may not understand, but when I get to my chart, you are going to understand this clearly. Okay, so let's quickly talk about the advantage of using this method and the disadvantage of using this method. Okay, so one year I said for newbies who wish to practice on the live account. Okay, so this works for newbies who are willing to practice on live account. I have a student who practice from live account. Okay, immediately they started using the strategy, they found their real account and they started practicing from there. Okay, this helps them to get to know how the forex market was. It helps them to kill the emotion fast. It helps them to escape from some fears. Okay, but that does not mean you can do this on demo account. You can also do this on demo account. So don't be scared of going to live account immediately you're using the strategy. So you can see what to do it on your demo account. It's just that we have some difference between live account. There's spirit guided with this live account and demo account. So live account, you see there are a lot of emotions, a lot of fear that comes to your mind because you don't want to lose your money. You don't want to, so all that guides you on live account. But on a demo account, you have nothing to worry about because even though you make a loss in that trade, you have nothing to lose. And if you still make profits, you still have nothing to gain. Okay, so that is how demo works. So you trade with free mindset. Either what you are using is working or not, you don't care because the money is not coming into your pocket and the loss is not coming into your pocket. So that is how it works. So for people who wish to practice on live accounts, they can use this method. They can use this reducing of the minimum lot size. They can still reduce it and reduce. So when they reduce this when they reduce their lot size, like trading on 0.01, and they have like $20 account to practice on live to practice their strategy. Okay, so if the whatever trade they are going to be trading, let's say they open like 2 to 3 positions with this type of lot size, I can still say if their trade is going to go in loss at the end of the day, maybe eating their SL at the end of the day, it's not going to be more than maybe $5. They're not going to be losing like more than $5, or $5 is even much. Let's say $2 on one account. They can be losing like $1 on one account, on one position rather. Okay, so you can see that this can still help them to deal with their mind. Okay, I'm practicing on live account, I'm losing small. Okay, to practice, and if they're going to win, they will still win like double of what they are risking. So let's assume they want to risk $1 now. If that particular trade wants to go in their direction and eat their TP, they're still going to win like $2. So you can see that reducing this lot size can help you. But talk about using the original minimum lot size and the market wants to go in loss, you can still be losing like $5 on one position, $5 or $3 on one position. Meanwhile, if you reduce your lot size to this area, you can still be losing like $3 on your 3 positions. So that is one of the advantage of using it. Then for those who wish to grow their small accounts, so this one also help those who wish to grow their small accounts. So let's assume you are a trader, you already know what you are doing, and you don't have a big capital to fund your account, okay, and you have like maybe $100 or $50 and you wish to grow this account. So you can still reduce your lot size to all this lot size, at least, even though you're not going to be using the 0.01, you can, for this one that has the small lot size is 0.20, you can reduce it to like a 0.10. okay, so 0.10 can still give you something, or you reduce to like 0.5. Then this method can help you to grow maybe your $100 account. Okay, so $100 account is not too much account, it's not too big account. So if you are going to be risking this minimum lot size, because there are some of these indexes that are very volatile, that even though you are using the minimum lot size, the market will still run big in loss and still run big in profit. So they are still volatile, even though they are you are using less lot size on them. But if you further reduce the lot size to like 0.05 or 0.010, it can reduce the speed of this market. Okay, so for those that wish to create $100 account or $50 account, they can further reduce their lot size to this one, and their accounts can be good. So I'm talking about growing account. I'm not saying growing account for 1 week. I'm talking about growing account for 1 month. Okay, I'm not talking about growing account for 1 week or 1 day. Okay, I'm talking about those that wish to grow their account for 1 month. So probably per day you can be talking about earning like $2 per day or $3 per day or $5 per day. So those are the people I'm talking about growing their account, not those that are greedy to flip account from 100 to 200 to 1,000 or 300. Okay, I'm not talking about those ones. Those ones they have backups. But if you know you are a trader, you know what you are doing in the market, and you don't have the money yet to go to trade big, okay, you can do what you can grow your account using what this method. Okay, so let's talk about the disadvantages of what of using this method. One, it is stressful, because before you can trade, you enter your position with 0.21, and you have to close that trade with 0.20 to have 0.01. Okay, so some see this as stress method, but as for me, it is not stressful for me. But what some will still count it as one of the disadvantages of using this method, because if you are using the original minimum lot size, there's no need of opening with one position with one lot size and closing with one lot size. So we can see what it is stressful to do that. Then two, charges when closing in loss or in profit. Yes, so there are some charges that applies to this. So when you want to close your trade either in profit or loss, there are some charges that they will take from you. Okay, so all these are what are the disadvantage of using this method. But that is, the charges will not be much. It's just like cents also. So if you are winning $2, they can take like 5 cents from that $2 you have won, and stuff like that. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, let's go into how it works on the chart. Okay guys, welcome to my chart, and here I'm going to be showing us how this method works. Okay, how it works on our account. Okay, I think I'll be using my demo account to do this. Okay, so I'm going to continue the explanation from this place. So let me just quickly list the step out for us again. So the first thing is that index you want to trade, you need to know the smallest lot size of that particular index you want to trade. Okay, that is the first thing. So once you know the smaller lot size, the minimum lot size, then the which is the lot size you wish to use. So I'm going to be using the 0.01 as example. So I wish to use a 0.01 as lot size that I want to use right now. So what I need to do is go to my other. So if you don't know how to use this MT5 also, go into my videos. Okay, go into my channel, look into the videos. You're going to see a video that I titled how to use step by step on how to use MT5 app on phone. Okay, you're going to use that, or I'll link it to this. I'll link the link to this video, so you can check the description of this video and find the link there on how to use MT5. Okay, so here is the place I'm going to set my lot size. Okay, so the minimum lot size for this I think is 50. Okay, so 50 is the minimum lot size for this. Wait, let me use index that the minimum lot size is 20, so you can still use that for any other one. Okay, I think this volatility 10 minimum lot size is at 20. Let me see. Okay, so the minimum lot size of this volatility 10 is 20. So let's use this one. So firstly, you know the minimum lot size, which is 0.20. Now the lot size you wish to trade with is 0.01. So you're going to add 0.01 to this 0.20. So add it together, that will be 0.21. Okay, so now you're going to be trading with 0.21. That is the first thing. So the next thing is to enter the market by buy or sell, depending on what you have analyzed. So I'm going to buy. Okay, so the next thing is to close this trade with 0.20. Now, if not that I'm explaining to us, I could have closed this trade before now, so I have to be fast in closing the trade, so that I'll either close little profit or close with little loss. Okay, so I won't allow it to run up to this loss that is running now before I close. But just because I'm explaining to us, I'm going to do it step by step. So after opening the trade, the next thing to do is to close that trade with 0.20. Now, how do you close that trade with 0.20? Either you swap to the left hand side, then click on the first icon, or you hold that position down, then go to close position. Now when you get to close position, you don't have to close immediately. once you get to close position, you have to click on this minus 0.1 to reduce the lot size to what? Back to 0.20. You can see that the lot size here is what? Is 0.21, but you have to reduce it back to what? To 0.20, then close. So right now you have to click on this minus 0.1 to reduce the lot size. So I click on 0.1 minus 0.1. You can see that the lot size is what has reduced to 20. Now I can close that position. So you can see that I've closed that position, and you can see I have what? 0.01 as what? As the lot size I wish to risk. Okay, so they will charge you something. Now you can see the other time we are trying to close that trade, I think we have a minus 44 cents. Okay, that is the lot. That is what we close this trade with. Now let's go back to our history. So you can see on history now that we close this trade with what? With minus 0.40. Okay, that is the last index you are seeing. So we close what? With 0.40 cents. That is loss. So now if you make loss at the end of this trade that is currently running now, so that means you have not finally closed this last index. You have not finally closed it. So in this trade that is running with 0.01, if you make loss of $1, they are going to add that $1 to this 0.40 you are seeing. So that means your total loss that you'll be closing with is what? It will be 1.40 cents. So they are going to take it what? From your balance. But if you are going to close that trade with profit, so let's assume that you close that trade, or this particular trade with what? With 40 cents. That means they are going to deduct this 40 cents. So that means you have win nothing and what you have gained nothing. So if you close in profit of $1, they're going to remove this 40 cents from your $1. So that means at the end of the day, you are going to gain 0.60 cents, not up to $1, because they will deduct this. So that is why whenever you are operating using this method, you have to be fast in terms of closing that trade in what? In profit or in loss. So that is a way to what to do it. So let's further reduce it to 0.10. So let's assume that we want to use 0.10 as our lot size. The minimum lot size of this market is what? The minimum lot size is, I'm going to be using this particular one again. Okay, so the minimum lot size for this one is 0.20, and I wish to trade with what? With 0.10. So what I need to do is what? Add 0.10 to this 0.20. That will be what? That will be 0.30. Okay, so now I have to open my trade with what? With 0.30. All right, so I buy quickly. I'm going to close position, then reduce. You can see that I've reduced back to 0.20, and I have to close. So you can see that what I'm left to what? With 0.10. Now go and check history. So you can see that in this history, the last one below here, I've closed the trade with 0.04. Now that I've closed 0.04, what will happen when I close the total trade? What will happen when I close this trade running with 0.10? What will happen is that if I close in loss, that means they will deduct this one from the loss. So if I close with a 0.05 loss, okay, so they will deduct this 0.04 from that loss. So that means I'll be left to what? With 0.01 as the loss that I'm going to keep. So but let's assume that I close in profit. Okay, maybe I close in profit of $1. They will add this profit of 0.04 to that my $1. So that means at the end of the day, I'll be having what? 1.04 cents as my gain. So if you close in loss, that loss will be added to whatever you are closing at the end of the day. And if you close in profit at the first time, that profit will be added to whatever you'll be closing at the end of the day. So that is how to do the manipulation. So whatever one you want to do the manipulation, you do it. So let me do the manipulation for 0.05. So let's assume I want to trade with 0.05 now. So I'm back to that place. Now the smaller lot size is what? Is 20, and I wish to trade with what? With 0.05. All I need to do is add that 0.05 to what? To this minimum lot size. So that will mean 0.20 plus 0.05. That will give me what? That will give me 0.25. So that means I'm going to be opening my trade with what? With 0.25. So I buy, and what? Quickly I'm going to what? Reduce it back, then I close it. So you can see that what I have is 0.05 as well as my lot size. Now let's check history. You can see that history, I close this trade with minus 0.007. So if I'm closing in profit, they're going to deduct this from my profit, and if I'm closing with loss, they're going to add this to my loss. So that is the charge I talk about when I was explaining the theory aspect. So that is the charge. Now let's talk about the method of closing this position. Okay, so closing this position right now is going to add little stress to you, because you can close the trade directly. So let's assume that I've make enough profit of this trade. Okay, maybe the market is not going to be eating my TP. Maybe you did not set your TP. Okay, now you want to close this trade in profit. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I'll be making video on how to set your TP, on how to set your SL on the right area. Maybe that will be the next video. So make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified when I post this video. Okay, so now let's talk about how you can close your trade now. So go the same method of closing that trade. That is what you're going to be using. So tap on it like this, or hold it down like this, then go to close position. Now we're on close position. Check below, you can see that we have close with loss of minus 0.04. okay, now if I click on it, I won't be able to close because it's blank. Okay, so you can, once you manipulate it like this, you'll not be able to close that trade directly, except you add that original lot size back to it. Okay, so now we are unable to close. What you need to do is you need to add that original lot size with the minimum original lot size, which is 0.20, back to this 0.05 we are seeing. So that means we are going to change this 0 back to what? To 2. So now that we change it to 2, we can now close the trade with our minimum. So you can see that where is that particular trade? Where is it? Okay, I think that is the one we have below here. I can't remember what I closed that trade with. Okay, so whatever you close that trade with, they are going to add it. Okay, I think that is the trade we have at 7 cents that we closed. That's the last trade we opened with 7 cents. Okay, so that's 7 cents, and we close that one with 0.4. The last trade we closed, now we close with 0.04. So you can see that is that 0.04 plus that 0.7 that we have before. So that will make it 7 that will make it a 0.11. okay, so you can see that they will add that loss to it. So let's assume I close in profit, they are going to take that loss from that profit, and I have my gain. Okay, so that's how to close it. So let me show us once again on how to close it. So just swap like this, go to close position area. I'm unable to close. All I need to do is add either I change it back to 30 or I change it back to 20. Okay, then I close. Okay, so that's how to do it. So if you don't understand, please try to watch the video again and send me your question in the comment section or in my time. Okay, so that is how to open and close your position, and this method works for all the 7 index that I've opened. Okay, so what you need to do is add the original lot size you wish to trade, add it to the minimum lot size, and you enter the trade, and in terms of closing, you close in the same method. So that will be all for today, and guys, see you in the next video. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'll be posting more videos that can help you to trade the synthetic market successfully. So see you next time. Until then, I remain Loku M. Thanks.